What's good, everybody? So, this video is gonna be a review of an unloading video, lumping video. The YouTube channel is Dean Services. The title is 2013_1114 trailer unload Dean Services, Oakland, California. Shout out, Oakland. Right off the bat, I love this video. I love everything about this video in the sense like it's just so fucking authentic. Two homeboys straight up gonna unload a container. I love it. I love the video. You can see the authenticity in it. Me seeing so many people living in LA, going and working in New York, to Ohio, to Indiana, to Oregon, Georgia, Mississippi, Oklahoma. No, I'm sorry, not Oklahoma. Kentucky. I'm sorry. Shout out Oklahoma though. I'd love to go sometime. Kentucky. And the reason I confuse it is because I've been always saying, or I always get told, hey, you might get sent here, you might get sent here, and stuff like that. So they've always told me that I'm gonna be sent different places, but I ain't even tripping where they send me. It's all good. But shout out Oakland, man. I love the video. Shout out Dean Services. Once again, I don't know them. I just love to review these videos and show you a point of view of exactly what you're going to be getting into when you start unloading. When you start unloading containers by hand, with a forklift, with trailer, just in that sense. So right off the bat, this video shows every single thing. From breaking off the seal and the trailer getting backed up, to the end when they finish and they close up the trailer. I'm sorry, it's a 20-foot trailer that they're unloading, and it should be refrigerated because they're in metal. They're in a metal trailer, and they're unloading meat. But like I said, right off the bat, this is gonna show you everything. And I really love how it goes step by step. Honestly, it's literally, homeboy comes in, he gets the bolt cutters, and he takes it off, he cuts it down, and swings the doors open, and you can see these homeboys are going at that shit. No point of hesitation. Not one point did I see homeboy leave the camera for 4, 5, 10 minutes. None of that. These guys go at it. They're working fast. They're doing things their own way, but you know what? They're getting the job done. We're not here to judge on the way these dudes work. And what I mean by that is we're not here to judge on safety. It is what it is. And that's what all of these videos should be about. We're just here to focus on the work and show you what you're going to be doing when you start unloading. And I say that because the homeboys, you see them a couple of times, one almost going to trip and stuff like that, going off and on the forklift. But they're doing their thing, man. They did it good. They start up at 150, at minute 150. And this is pretty much when it's just like this. That's one way to start. Homeboy jumps on the pallet while he's on the forklift, and it's just fucking hilarious. But you can see the way that they start. They open up, they swing both doors, and the way that he did it was perfect because they start off at the top right. And why I like that why I like that they did that is because you compare the paperwork that you have to the container number. So that's why, in my opinion, that was great. You should always start at the top right of the container. At minute 230, if you can see, that's when he starts building the tie high. So the tie high in this video is 7x5. So they're putting 7 a layer, 5 high. So 35. And that's your tie high. They're organizing each layer to have 7, and they do it 2 across. No, they do it 4 to the side, and then 2 straight, 4 across, and then 3 straight forward. And then every time they switch directions. So then on the next layer, they switch it up from the opposite direction. You'll see on the video. But that's something that you have to keep an eye out. That way, because if you're putting all the boxes facing the same exact way, they're going to start moving a lot. And eventually they're going to start tilting over and stuff like that. So that's why you want to make a tie high or cross the boxes. So they basically start doing that. At minute 345, like I said, homie just keeps it going once they finish that first pallet. He takes off that first pallet, and the homeboy just keeps going at that shit. He doesn't wait for him to come back. He doesn't wait for him to start the next pallet. Nah, hell nah. And I love that. You know, homeboy just keeps it going. If you're working on performance or you're working by container, that's the kind of person you want working next to you. In my opinion. So, you just keep it going throughout the night. Unless you're going to switch positions and go into, you do the forklift and stuff like that. But the fact that the whole time homeboy just keeps going at it, it's perfect. At minute 445, you can see the way this homeboy just jumps back in until that pallet is done. So, he goes, I don't know how they do the wrapping process, but I mean, who cares? I mean, you'll figure it out once you're there, the way the company or wherever you're gonna be at, the way they want it. Right now I'm just trying to show you everything. I mean, it would have been nice to see, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, either the forklift driver, he can be doing it, the guy that's taking the pallet out, he could be getting off over there and wrapping it, or there can be somebody doing it for them, or there can be taking it to a wrap machine. So I don't want to get too unfocused on that. I'd rather just keep it going. At minute 535, you can see they have a laugh because it looks like they messed up on the tie high. So, it's cool. Like, you guys are going to be working fast. You should be working fast if you're on performance or if you're on, on incentive pay or by containers. So, the main thing I can say is just not take your time, but keep an eye out with the item number, with the SKU number, because some of those boxes are exactly the same, but they're 1 digit off on the item number, but the box can be exactly the same. I know what I'm telling you. I always like the loading containers by myself, but yeah, it is tough though. But I think the main thing should be with 2 people. Let me see. Next one. And it's funny, or was it me, or did I think I meant it 750 they get a new forklift to start using, but I thought that shit was funny. And the homie takes off his sweater. That's some PPE right there, man. He has the back brace. That's the thing. These boxes are heavy. Those meat boxes are heavy. And those fools did it in around 49 minutes, I think. Yeah, in 45 to 47 minutes. So those fools were going at it. You're in the container. How wide works both ends? I can't read my handwriting on that one. Oh, nice work on both ends. So yeah, like at 10:55, you can see them both basically just going at that shit. Like they're they're unloading at a great pace. You know, it doesn't look like one is getting lazier than the other. Like that's some things that you need when you're working with a partner, to be honest. You know, you just need both of you going at that. So I would say just pick wisely, you know, because I have gone to warehouses where people need to basically team up, man. That's the person that's going to be helping you make money. So, you know, if he's over here just fucking lagging it, waiting for you to do everything, you know, it doesn't work like that. Hell no. So, you know, that's something to keep an eye out for. If you're going to be, you know, if you work for a company that has you partner up with somebody and you guys get paid a certain way by performance or by how fast you guys are unloading containers or trailers by hand, then I suggest you find somebody that can keep up pace with you. At minute 11:45, you can see the way that they're just chilling, talking, just interacting a little bit. You always want to work with somebody cool, in the sense that you stay motivated, because I do notice that in this video the homeboy keeps them motivated and they both have a good like a feel for the work and a feel for why they're there, and I really enjoyed watching that. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, those fools are just hard workers as it is. You can tell by both of them, the way they work, the way they just knew how to go into the container, start moving everything around, no fucking asking questions and all that. At minute 13:20, you can see that a box almost hits homeboy in the face on the left. So that's why sometimes you don't want to move too fast. You just want to be careful sometimes, especially if you're trying to get boxes from the top stacked on other boxes. Like if you're trying to grab a box and there's another box stacked on top of it, like be careful, because that other box is gonna come flying down and it might hit your face and it can knock a tooth out or something, or it can poke your eye. Or that's just something I would be careful with. I've worked with a homeboy that he was unloading some pallets and he was trying to move one, and unfortunately he pulled it too much and another pallet had came through and knocked out his tooth. So, you know, just keep an eye on that. At minute 14, they both they going at that shit. Homeboy took off his sweater too, or his shirt, and now he only has the white shirt. Let's get it. Let's get it. You can see that they're going at it. This is around minute 14, minute 15, around 14:50. You can just see the way they motivate each other. You know, black homeboy on the right motivates. It looks like he's Latino, but for the most part, you can see how he's amping him up, and that's good. You know, I picture that like if you're on the football field, man, you need homeboys like that. That'll pump you the fuck up. Like, all right, let's get it going. Like, imagine that's their third, fourth container of the day. Like, those fools are probably tired. You know. At around 20:25, you can hear how they say that they're almost halfway. So, you know, people are always looking out. People want to finish those damn containers, I'll tell you that. At minute 21:35, some boxes just fall from the top. That's why I like to say have steel toes on. So, you know, I suggest if you're going to be working in the warehouse, just have steel toes. Notice how it gets harder to inside pallets land on toes. Just be safe. Oh yeah, well that's what I mean on you know, that some boxes are just mad fucking. You know, I've had to unload shit from fish tanks to cages to boxes of like puppy pampers or racks, crates, stuff like that. So, you know, if you're wearing some Vans or some Jordans, like, you know, that shit hit your toe, or that shit hit your, you know, big toe or toes. Fuck, that shit hurts. At minute 27:55, they do it the old school way. Look at that. At minute 27:55, they use a plastic pallet with a rope to go ahead and put it over there next to where they're unloading. Put an empty pallet on top of it, and then they drag it. They tie it up to the forklift. They drag it out. And this probably happens because they're not able to go inside the trailer. The forklift doesn't fit, and they just have to. You always have to find a way. If it looks like they don't have any manual, and hell no, you can't put a manual pallet jack. Maybe not. I've never seen that. I've never even tried it. I should try that shit, but I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna lift up that meat either. It's heavy as shit, and then when you're bringing it out and it has a decline, and it comes down rushing. Ah, man, that shit sucks. But they do it the old school way to bring out the full pallet of meat. You can see at minute 29:45 they drag it out to the front, and then you just gotta love this video, the authenticity of it, the way these homeboys work, just everything about it, man. The old school way of dragging these pallets out to the front, like it's dope. You could tell the black homeboy, he's tying it up to the what do you got it to the rail in the front. Where the forks are at, the safety rag in the front, and he's basically tying it, and that's how they drag it out. We find out that it's a 20-foot trailer. It says in the description that it's meat, and they're basically palletizing it onto pallets, and then they're gonna ship it out. And then at 41:05, that's the best feeling in the world right there. You can see on the top, you can see a little bit. You can see the first box where you can see the back of the trailer. And, that's always the best feeling. That's when the fourth quarter hits and you're just on. You're just trying to put those boxes on the pallet and let's get the fuck up out this bitch. At minute 48, everything is done. The best feeling in the world right there. That's going to be, that's the best experience I can give you right there or recommend when it comes to unloading. At minute 48, 45, they close up the trailer and they just do a little talking, little shit talking. And, they're showing everybody how it's done straight up. They're showing everybody how it's done. I would say that it took around 45 to 47 minutes for them to unload that 20-foot trailer. It should be around 20 feet. But these homeboys just went at it. Like I said, I love every aspect of that video. Shout out to Dean Services if they're still doing their thing and everything. I haven't checked, but love the video. That's what you can expect right there if you're about to start unloading trailers or containers by hand. And just keep in mind, it doesn't always have to be meat or just one item in general. It could be anything. I've done tires. Well, I haven't done tires, but I've seen tires. I've seen transmissions. I've seen transmissions that came in pallets. So let's say nothing but floor loads. I've seen spoons, forks, knives, Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations, Christmas candy, Halloween candy, like surfboards, like paddle boards, the ones that you just go into the pool with or go to the beach with, teddy bears, just a bunch of random stuff, just a bunch of random shit. But for the most part, that's what you can expect, on your first day of not your first day, but what you can expect if you're gonna be unloading.